and it is outward gazing, inviting us to live in revolutionary ways. This book is a gift. Josh Buck is a gift. I trust you will find this project simultaneously practical and inspirational. I pray that what you read leads you into a life that is ready for the next crisis, but not waiting around for a crisis. This is a book that invites us to live the revolution every day and to train ourselves so we are ready for whatever the devil throws at us next. Shane Claiborne, activist, author of The Irresistible Revolution, and co-author of Jesus for President. Introduction. Main thought. Jesus calls his followers to engage in the work of justice. Definitions. Christian activism. Practicing the radical teachings of Jesus to create a just world. I grew up in a church outside Seattle, Washington that was planted after a group of people were saved through a Billy Graham crusade. When my family started attending this church in the mid-90s, it had about 3,000 Sunday attendees. We became integrated into this spiritual family pretty quickly. Sunday services, youth group, choir tours, Bible studies, mission trips, prayer meetings, drama performances, tithing, membership. You know, the usual. For about 8 years, I attended this church until I graduated high school. On the whole, I had a great experience. During those years, the church helped shape my understanding of Jesus, the gospel, and the role I was supposed to play in the world. All my experiences at church were teaching me something about Jesus. After years of attending church and thousands of hours among this group of Christians, a mental image of Jesus was taking shape. Jesus was a friendly, white, middle-class, well-dressed guy who voted Republican. Jesus preferred verse-by-verse preaching. Jesus was into building projects, high-end kids programs, midweek Bible studies, and giving 10% of your money to sustain a fairly large staff of pastors. Jesus was really into the nuclear family and especially endorsed male leadership. Jesus was suspicious of any spiritual gifts that were considered charismatic. Jesus really wanted you to believe the right things, and the right things were always mediated through a Reformed Baptist lens. Jesus liked 4-part harmonies and orchestras. Jesus liked it when you showed up to church on time. I learned that Jesus was my private Savior who provided a blueprint for salvation. Jesus wanted us to mature in the faith by sinning less and becoming nicer, more generous people in our private lives. Jesus didn't want me talking too much about money, sex, or politics. Jesus wanted me to develop my testimony so I could share how I became a follower of him when prompted. In all of this, Jesus endorsed a quiet, upper-class, and pro-American life. Despite all the incredible and not so great things I learned, I didn't get to know the biblical Jesus very well, the radical Jesus, the activist Jesus, the Jesus from the 4 Gospels. Getting to know the radical Jesus. Fast forward to my Bible college years. I was sitting in a room with 15 students taking an undergrad class called Life of Christ. In this class, we dedicated ourselves to understanding the historical Jesus. We had to read the 4 Gospels over and over and read the New Testament background books to better understand the historical and cultural context of his day. In this class, I began understanding Jesus within his own context, in his own culture, and on his own terms. It was incredible. It was surprising. It was jarring. Don't get me wrong, I also learned some familiar things.